Hi, it's Johnny Tid from Wild Earth Project, Stone Age and Survival School. Yeah, just starting this channel really, and yeah, just wanting to put out a lot of videos on wild food and what things are edible through all the seasons and all the year in the UK and Northern Europe. So today I'm going to discuss and talk to you about nettles and nettle tea. I'm sure there's a lot of videos on this, but there's a lot of people who still get stung while picking nettles, and it's a really good time at the moment to grab your nettles before they go into seed, which is pretty much your last chance in the next week or two. They're going to just start seeding, and when a plant starts seeding or flowering, all of the nutrients and their energy and medicine go into the flowers and the seeds. So the leaves start to just get really woody or stringy, and a lot of the wild food is actually unedible in this time of year in the forests and hedgerows and fields. Everything starts to flower and seed, and there's not much to eat really, but it's a really good time to make your teas. So nettles is one of them. To get the first harvest of nettles and jar them up, and before the second harvest, which is in autumn. So there's two main harvests in the year. We call them flushes of wild food. One is obviously in February, March, April and spring, and then again in September and October. Most of the wild food will come back. There's a few plants that don't come back, that only come once a year, like the wild garlic. So, it's very precious to get those plants in your diet, and if you have a freezer, pesto and stuff like that to be made with them. So nettles today is an incredible plant. I jar up lots of it for tea. So, and when you drink the tea, most people have never even tried nettle tea. It's amazing. It's regenerative of our cells and our bodies, because the plant itself is a huge nitrogen fixer into the ground. So it does that to our bodies. It just regenerates and revitalizes our body, and tastes so good. And it feels like a meal because it's a super food. There's so much nutrition and nutrients, minerals and vitamins in it. You really feel so great after you drink a big mug of it. So it's really great to get this into your diet. So I'm just going to show you one way of how to pick nettles without getting stung. And you will get stung a little bit with this method in the beginning, but after about 5-10 minutes, if you practice, you'll start getting less and less stung. So as Robin Harford says, stop being a wimp. If you're scared of being stung, it's not so bad. But I'm going to show you the way. So you put your fingers on the stem below the top 4 or 6 leaves that you want to take. So I'm going to just take these top 4. I'm just show you a bit closer. So I'm going to put my fingers on the stem, and all the spiky spines that are going to sting you are on the underside of the leaf, pointing towards the end of the leaf, yeah, pointing this way. So and there's not many hairs on the stem, so if you put your fingers on the stem, move your fingers up the stem slowly, which I'm doing now, and so onto the leaves, to make sure your fingers are parallel to the leaves, and then you're going to move your fingers up the leaf, and then you're just going to pick them off. You're going to just pick off the top like that. Yeah, so you see my fingers, they've gone up the 2 leaves, and I didn't get stung at all. So that is a really good way if you don't have a bag with you or scissors, and you're out and about and you see the nettles and you really want some, and you're like, oh, I don't have my gloves and my bag and my scissors. Practice this. after a few times you will not be getting stung at all, and actually the stings you'll quite like by the end. So that's a good way. Now for teas, I use a different method. I use scissors and I take the whole plant, which I would just, at the moment, I would just take the whole plant like this, and then I would tie them in a bunch and hang them upside down so all the nutrients go into the leaves, and then I would tie them in bundles and just tie them on my windowsill, which I will show you in a minute. So just go out with some scissors, or even if you don't have scissors, I just pick this with my hands. There's not many stingers on the leaves, so don't be afraid. So this is the last time to get these nettles. As you see, they're just about to start to seed. You can see at the top, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see at the top of the plant, it's just about to start seeding. So yeah, get nettles in your diet. You know, this plant can significantly decrease your chance of cancer, illness, disease. It is a regenerator, you know, it's a healer. So jar this up, and it takes about a day or two to dry, and then you just use, you know, 4 or 5 leaves per cup per serving. Enjoy this beautiful drink. Buying nettle tea bags, you know, buying nettle tea from shops is just a no-go, really. When you've got the fresh stuff here, the stuff in the tea bags is like 100 times decreased in potency because it's dried and because there's so little in a tea bag. You'll see the color of the tea when you put some of these leaves in. It's just amazing, and this is just full of vitamins and minerals. So yeah, that's my nettle tea little plant talk. Yeah, I hope you find some, and write in the comments below whether you got stung, whether the technique worked. And if you have children, please show your kids, because this is like a magic trick, not getting stung by a nettle. Okay, so please follow us and watch more videos if you want to learn more about wild food, and we'll be putting more out. Thanks so much. My name's Johnny Tidd, and my website is wildearthproject.co.uk, Stone Age and Survival School for England. And I live in Devon, by the way, so I run courses in the southwest. Take care. Enjoy your day. Bye. So I'm just showing you the last process. So you can hang them up, you know, on your windowsills. Just tie some jute string around them, and then just leave them there to hang up. They look very pretty as well, and they'll be dried in a couple of days, and then you just put them into kiln jars, and yeah, they're ready to go for your beautiful teas.